Hi, Captain Prather here with Grand Fire and Rescue. We're rapidly approaching the 4th of July, and with large-scale firework productions being canceled due to COVID-19, more people are going to be celebrating at home with fireworks this year. So we want to give you some safety tips on how to celebrate safely with your family. To reduce personal and property risk, we recommend the following. Use fireworks a safe distance away from people, houses, dry grass, and other flammable materials. Soak both used and unused fireworks in water before discarding. Keep a bucket of water, hose, or fire retardant nearby to fully extinguish fireworks that don't go off or in case of a fire. Never allow young children to handle fireworks and always have an adult present. Anyone using fireworks or standing nearby should wear protective eyewear. You see a lot of injuries because of a combination of improper use of the firework, use of alcohol, and typically a combination of the two. So some of the fireworks that we're going to demonstrate today that can be purchased legally here in the area are these aerial fireworks called a mortar. We're also going to be using a cake firework. All right, so the first firework that we're going to demonstrate is one of the aerial mortars. If you look at most of the shells on them, they all have an instruction that will tell you which end to put up. So if when in doubt, look on the mortar. If it doesn't have one, I wouldn't recommend using it. We also have our mortar tube in between two cinder blocks. That helps keep it stable, especially if you're not on flat ground. But even if you are, it's still a good recommendation just to keep it from tipping over in case when you leave, you accidentally knock the mortar over. You don't want it directed towards people or somebody's property. While lighting a mortar, make sure you're not standing directly over the tube. Once the fuse is lit, back away from the firework. After a successful discharge, keep in mind that the mortar tube can remain over 90 degrees Fahrenheit for several minutes. All right, so that was a successful launch, but in the event that your firework doesn't discharge, don't ever look down the tube. If you have a firework that doesn't discharge from one of these, our recommendation is to actually just fill the tube with some water and then just leave it and walk away. This is an example of a cake firework. We're gonna light this one as well. Most of these fireworks, you'll see they have an area that's covered for the fuse, so locate that, set it on a flat stable area, light it and then back away because these do emit quite a show. They stay hot, especially if you have several of these that have been used and that are grouped together. So we encourage you not to put these, when you're done using them, don't put them anywhere near your home. Soak them in a bucket of water and keep them away from your house. So what we've got here is a standard sparkler. These are real common for kids. You'll see them running around and spelling their names and stuff with them. What we do want to reiterate, these burn extremely hot. They do kick out some sparks. And we do see some burns to children with these. So we always recommend if you were going to have your children use them, give them a glove or something to wear, especially something that's not going to be flammable. Don't use a rubber glove or anything like that. All right, so right now we've got 813 degrees from this sparkler. So the metal, after the sparkler is done discharging, is still over 400 degrees, which can cause some serious skin burns to anybody that were to grab that. So parents, use extra caution if you are going to let your kids use these. So we really want to emphasize making sure that your fireworks are thoroughly soaked in a bucket of water before you dispose of them. We did last year have a house fire that was caused by improperly disposed of fireworks. They weren't soaked in a bucket. They were set next to a detached garage that did end up catching the garage on fire. The homeowners had no idea and were only made aware of the fire because they were alerted by a neighbor. Please make sure you're soaking your fireworks thoroughly before you dispose of them. To further highlight some of the illegal fireworks that can be purchased and that are illegal for use out in the county, anything that goes up or blows up is a good rule of thumb. These fireworks or bottle rockets like these, even the smaller ones, would be considered that's something that's illegal. We have a lot of damage that's caused in the local community by these because they go up, they're not controlled, they start brush fires, they start house fires, they basically can burn anything that they touch when they come to the ground. Also, they're non-directional, so just because you have it pointed in one direction doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that direction, and you can see somebody get hurt from those. Your black cat fireworks, these are also illegal, not for use out in the county. Something that is kind of new are these snappets. This is a normal snapper that you've seen that can be purchased out here in the county. These are a much more dangerous version of that, and these can actually cause you to lose a finger or an eye. If you throw it into gravel, they can actually displace a large amount of material. It can cause an injury. So be very careful if you're using these. If you are going to have an at-home firework display, these are some of the things that we'd recommend that you have on hand just in case a firework does get out of hand. You've got a garden hose, you can use a fire extinguisher, a bucket of water, and a shovel. All right, so thank you for joining us for another public safety video from Graham Fire and Rescue. We hope that you have a safe and enjoyable 4th of July with your family, and as always, your safety is our priority.